In 1896, as a teenager, Stella Miles Franklin is already a keen writer. She lives with her family on a drought-stricken farm in Stillwater, 14 miles from Gouburn. She gives one of her manuscripts to her former schoolteacher, Miss Gillespie, who takes it to Gouburn to show to T.J. Hebblewhite, the editor of the Gouburn Evening Penny Post. He reads the manuscript and writes back to Miles, telling her that she should write about what she knows.
Your writing gives evidence of literary ability, though naturally untrained. If I might make a suggestion, I should strongly advise you to leave the unfamiliar world of lords and ladies in England and strive to interpret the soul and meaning of things which are at hand.
3 years later, at the age of 19, Stella Franklin finishes My Brilliant Career.
The great sun is sinking in the west, grinning and winking as he goes, upon the starving stock and the drought-smitten wastes of land. The kookaburras laugh their merry mocking goodnight. The clouds fade to turquoise, green and grey. The soft call of the mopoke rises in the gullies, with much love and good wishes to all. Good night, goodbye, amen.
She posts it to the publishers of Angus and Robertson.
Dear Sirs, here with a yarn which I have written entitled My Brilliant Career. I would take it very kindly if you read it and state whether or not it is fit for publication. Nothing great has been attempted, merely a few pictures of Australian life, with a little of that mythical commodity thrown in. There will be no mistaken geography, scenery or climate, as I write from fact, not fancy. Faithfully yours, SMS Miles Franklin.
A month or so later, the manuscript is returned by post. She reads the rejection with anger. Miss Gillespie sends this manuscript to Hebblewhite. This time he writes back to Miles, saying she has written a truly remarkable novel. He helps her make some minor corrections. On her own initiative, Miles Franklin writes a letter to Henry Lawson.
Dear Mr. Lawson, this is written to ask if you will help me. For some years I have been scribbling and have written a book. I have conceived the idea of beseeching your aid. If you would be good-natured enough to read my yarn, you would be helping me out of a deep hole. I merely ask you to run through it and state whether you think it twaddle, interesting or trash, and allow me to use your opinion. Faithfully yours, Miles Franklin.
My Brilliant Career is published in 1901, with a preface by Henry Lawson.
I saw that the work was Australian, born of the bush. The descriptions of bush life and scenery came startlingly, painfully real to me. And I know that the book is true to Australia, the truest I ever read.
My Brilliant Career was published to great acclaim and was repeatedly reprinted until 1910, when Miles Franklin vetoed further reprints until 10 years after her death. She died in 1954. The book was republished at the height of the feminist movement and was made into a very successful film in the 1970s, directed by Gillian Armstrong. While the book was not an autobiography, it was certainly based on Stella Miles Franklin's life and experiences in Gouburn and the Brindabellas.